Awesome. Rebecca, right? Is your
Yeah,
name?
people call me Reb.
Reb.
Yeah.
Reb, from the CFI. Awesome. So great to have
Yes.
you on today.
Thanks for having me. I'm
Yeah.
glad to be here.
Yeah. Awesome. So like, what were we just talking about? We were just talking about how awesome the CFI is, and like how involved they are. The purpose of the podcast today is to learn more about the CFI.
That's great. Yeah, we have a lot of things that we
Yeah.
could talk about right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you want to start just by saying what you were just saying
Uh,
about how you have been connected with CFI? Because I think that's pretty interesting.
yeah, yeah. So I was in college. It was 2020. I was bartending at the pub, and then COVID happened. And when COVID happened, we lost our job, but the COVID money started coming. Like we were getting unemployment plus the COVID benefits. Is like I didn't need to try to go find work. My college lease ended, and so then I moved back in with my parents. And so then it's like I moved back in with my parents. I lost my job. Like I had nothing to do. But Reggie Morrow was just so involved, kind of in the
Reggie's great.
community. He's the best. That's why he was the first episode. He is. I love Reggie. And
Yes.
yeah, and so he just kind of was like, "Hey man, you could volunteer. Like there's this thing called the CFI. Like they focus on produce because like most food banks already have canned goods. Like what they don't have is perishable items. And then yeah, so he just kind of invited me to like tag along one day. I went out to the Chester Hill produce auction, and then
Oh,
the
nice.
the
You went to the
horses. Yeah,
auction.
yeah, that was all really I did was just like yeah, if like when they bought stuff, I would just kind of help like split it up to the 5 or 6 different groups and whatever. So I started going out to the Chester Hill produce auction, and you just start to see all the horse and buggies pull up, and these kind of like start to see all the people from the auction like as they're showing up, like everybody's talking to everybody, and you're just like, and he's just kind of explaining to me like, oh, this is like the OU dining halls, like they're getting produce here, and like, oh, this is like a restaurant owner, and so it was just really cool to like get out there and be like, oh, like there's an established community already like out here. And then it's just, yeah, how can you not support what the CFI is about? Like, I mean, leveraging AceNet to like keep the produce cold or like whatever. It's just like, it just makes so much sense. And I fucking loved it. It was really
Yeah,
beautiful. Like
dude.
when I can at the farmer's market, like I'll throw some money in the donation bucket. But yeah, I mean, just that was how I found out. Just kind of had nothing to do, started volunteering, and then I was like, fuck, they're everywhere. Like they're doing everything. It's great.
Yeah, we really are everywhere. I like to say that the full title is Community Food
Yeah,
Initiatives,
yeah,
and it's plural on purpose because we do so many different things. And
yeah,
usually people know about one or two things that CFI is doing, but maybe not the breadth of work that we have, and all of the different initiatives that we are continuing to add more
yeah,
to
yeah.
our repertoire of things that we're doing. So yeah, the CPA is great, and we often are working with either ComCore members. So through the College of Medicine, there's an AmeriCorps program. So
Mm-hmm.
usually we have two folks who are placed with us through ComCore, and then we also have through AceNet and a Rural Action partnership. I think we've already just hit all of the big
Yeah,
partners: AceNet, Rural Action, the CPA. Um, CFI doesn't really do anything alone, so all of our work is in partnership. But so we also have some folks that work with us over the summer, the food access cohort,
mm,
and there are some people who are students or recently graduated that come to the CPA for the first time with us, and it's like their minds are just blown because they're, experiencing this world that maybe they haven't seen before, and just this, like, yeah, really rich community of people that are focused on food, and it's beautiful. Like I feel really lucky in being the outreach manager. So I do all of our social media and newsletter and website and all of that digital communication stuff
yeah,
and some of the print stuff as well. And all the photos are just like gorgeous. It's like these beautiful bounty of all of the things that we're getting from the farms. And so yeah, I think that once you get that exposure to like the love of food and community that comes with working with any of these amazing organizations, it's just like, oh, you're hooked. You have to keep coming back
yeah.
and
How
telling
did you
people
find
about it.
out about like how did you get involved with the CFI?
So I started in August of 2024, so I'm just coming on, or just a little bit
A
past
little over a year, yeah.
a year with CFI. But I had previously lived in Athens. I did my undergrad at OU and then stayed for a year and did AmeriCorps. Shout out AmeriCorps.
Yeah.
Love it. And then moved away for nearly exactly a decade, like in the same month, 10 years later, moved back to Athens, and, was figuring out how to get plugged back into the community, and like what my role is, what my purpose is in being here and bringing the skills that I had learned over that time to something that I cared about.
Yeah.
And this position was open at CFI, the outreach manager position. I actually interviewed for the first time. I stayed at the Nelsonville Music Festival and then woke up in my tent that morning, drove back to AceNet, had the interview, and then went back to the festival.
That's incredible.
It was maybe one of the best interviews I've ever done, honestly, because I was already just like, oh, Athens community is amazing. Like, of course, I was just riding the high. So, yeah, and I've been on the team since then, and it's a really small team. We have a lot of really effective people who do so many different things, but really kind of have their own domain of what they're working on with us, which is really exciting. And then, of course, all of the partnerships, the volunteers, the AmeriCorps, the people who are working for other organizations that are supporting the programming that we're doing. So it's just like a hodgepodge of people that love local food because it's just great. Yeah. So we have a fundraiser coming up, which is, I guess, why I'm here, but also just to talk to you about what we're doing in general at CFI. But on October 19th, we have our Local Food, Local Folks Fall fundraiser at the Jackie O's Tap Room. And just like what we do at CFI all the time, we're doing a lot of different things, bringing a lot of the essence of our programming to this one specific event, to bring in some funds. For sure, that's definitely the goal, is to raise money, but it's also just to bring a bunch of people together who are foodie nerds that want to hang out on a Sunday and hear some music and, screen print a T-shirt and, talk to us about the work that we do.
Yeah,
So.
like family-friendly event. Like there's kids' activities.
Yes.
There's a silent auction going on. What else is going on that day?
Yeah, so kids' activities for sure. We have the Crafty Art Bus that's coming.
What is that? I don't know that I know that is.
So it's a school bus that is full of kids' activities and crafts. It's another local business or nonprofit.
Cool.
I'm not actually sure. That kind of tours around and brings kids programming to different events.
That's cool.
And so we'll have the Crafty Art Bus programming, but also we'll be doing some of our own CFI garden education programming there as well. We are in all of the elementary schools in the Athens School District. If all the first graders get this programming, this lesson that is called Sprouts, and the first graders gets to go out into the school garden and really take ownership of being in the garden. And so everybody who is in the Athens School District gets this opportunity to participate, and kids and parents alike are just in love with there being a garden in their community. So we have some lessons that we're adapting from that Sprouts curriculum that we'll also have during the event.
Wow.
We'll be screen printing shirts through a partnership with the Community Makerspace. We have a couple of screens that were designed by Susie Huser, who used to work with CFI.
Yeah, she was actually with CFI back in 2020. Yeah.
Susie's great.
She's great.
And she's donating a bunch of really beautiful stuff to the silent auction as well.
Cool.
She's a brilliant artist and mostly focuses on painting, but she also designed this screen for the screen printing that is, it's a little heart with vegetables, and it's just so cute.
Love that. Yeah.
So we'll be doing that on site so people can bring their own shirts, and we'll have shirts available too, and tote bags or whatever. I made a flag for the garden the last time we were doing this.
Nice.
And then we will also have a mini farmers market. So we're going to kind of condense what happens at the Athens Farmers Market, to have local produce and value-added products available during the event. And the Jackie O's farm will also be bringing, or they're called Barrel Ridge. They'll be bringing a bunch of produce, and I just learned today 50 bouquets that people can. I'm not sure if they'll be in the silent auction or in the mini farmers market, or maybe both, because that's so many flowers.
Yeah. Because this is it, like Jackie O's Tap Room. This is like the Stimson, the bigger one, not the one uptown. Yeah,
where they make the beer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great spot, and hopefully we'll be outside, knock on wood, that
Good weather.
we have good weather, because it's just a beautiful place to be in the afternoon. And
because
really
it's
looking
4 to
forward
8 p.m. on Sunday the 19th. Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's everything that's happening.
Mini market, silent auction, kids event, food trucks.
Food trucks, yeah. Dr. May's Thai Kitchen
Nice.
food truck will also be there.
Cool.
And so will the Jackie O's wood-fired pizza.
Yeah.
And both of them are going to have a specialty item on the menu that is featuring locally sourced ingredients that we're working with the farms to get all the ingredients to. So, just
Nice.
full circle.
How did the people that will be at like the mini market, how did they cop the invite? Are they just like kind of tied in? They knew the right people, or like,
yeah. Well, so we're at the Athens Farmers Market every week.
Yeah.
On both Wednesdays and Saturdays, and so we just have a lot of really awesome relationships with farmers. Who are, there all the time. And our food sourcing and distribution manager, Drew Ogg, he's the coolest dude ever. Everybody knows Drew, and he's just been talking to his friends, essentially. Like, do you guys want to be involved in this? Like,
Yeah,
it's,
that's cool.
Pretty easy, actually, to be like, we're doing something. Do you want to add something to it? So.
Yeah. And so, like, you mentioned being at the farmers market on Saturdays and Wednesdays. Part of the purpose of being at the farmers market on Saturday and Wednesday, you can donate money directly to the CFI.
Yes.
You can also go around the farmers market and you could buy an extra bag of apples, right? You can buy an extra thing of potatoes, an extra thing, whatever, right? Any produce there. And you could just actually donate the produce too. So you don't have to just donate money. You can kind of like effectively decide which whatever market stand you want to support, and then donate that too. So I always appreciated that you could support those farmers and then still give the food away, rather than, because like some people just don't like giving money away. They're like, what's going to happen with it? But it's like, just go get the food. I don't know.
Yeah.
But that's the point. Yeah.
It's a really awesome model. And then, so the money that's donated then gets reinvested every week. So whatever donations come in on this Saturday, next Saturday we take whatever those funds are, and then get to go on our own shopping spree at the market, and then continue to fulfill that. But I do also think it's really fun that people can decide, like, oh, this is what I should pick out. This bag of arugula definitely needs to get donated to CFI. And it's something that's really important to us, that we are not taking advantage of the farmers or in some way putting them at a disadvantage by contributing to the distribution of the food that we get. And so making sure that they're getting paid what they should be getting paid for the work that they're doing is really important to us, because if they didn't continue to exist, then we couldn't exist. So it's really important that they get the support from the community in order to stay in business, so that we can then distribute that food. And the distribution piece, I think I've just said that word like 5 times. So we take all of the produce that we get both at the Athens Farmers Market and at the Chester Hill Produce Auction, and then we have a bunch of community partners at different food access sites, like food pantries and doctors' offices and other local businesses and local nonprofits that I think we're at about like 30
That's
different people
big
that
number.
pick
Yeah.
up a box every week that then add this produce to their food distribution.
Yeah.
And so we're kind of like the middleman a little bit in that aspect. We do also host a bunch of distribution, like direct distributions ourselves. But
Meaning
really,
like you're taking the produce from 94 Columbus Road, or you're taking it from CPA like out to whatever, out to the Amesville whatever food pantry or to Nelsonville. Like you're taking it directly there. They also might come pick it up.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And we've been doing this really cool partnership with the Hope Drive apartment complex, which is at the end of East State Street, kind of like by Menards.
On which side of the road? Apartment complex.
Across the
Menards?
street from
Oh,
Menards. So when you're
okay,
going
okay,
out of
okay.
town, it's
The
on your
left.
left
Yeah,
there,
okay,
and
okay.
that's through the Athens House Public Development Housing Authority.
Okay.
I might be messing up their name. Sorry,
I
guys.
won't hold it against you. Yeah.
And yeah, they have a community garden there, and we also have been lucky enough to get some funding to do garden education programming and food distribution in that space, and it's so fun. It's like a little, cookout, like community gathering. We usually have a food tasting and just have a bunch of produce that people can then take what they're sampling as a part of that food tasting and a recipe and all of the produce that you need in order to make that recipe, and then take it home
It's really
and
smart. Yeah.
keep it going.
Yeah.
So we found that to be a pretty effective way of sharing food with people, because sometimes you get like some weird kabocha squash and you're like, I don't even know what this is, how do I use it? And so having the recipes included, which we have our Discovery Kitchen cookbook, which is something that they had just been working on before I started with CFI, and it has recipes by season.
That's
So
smart. That's really smart.
it's arranged in a way that you can be at the market or at the CPA or at one of our food distributions, see what food's available, and then flip through that section of the cookbook and decide what you want to make
Yeah.
for dinner that night.
Aren't they doing something similar? Isn't the CPA like gonna open up a kitchen like similar to what you're talking about, and like kind of like make food? Like maybe I'm wrong.
Oh, I don't know about this
Yeah,
yet.
I thought.
That sounds cool though.
Yeah, there was one other. What did you talked about how you want, like, when you receive money at the farmers market, like you want to go use that money to support the farmers at the market, and you want them to get paid like what they should. Something that happened at the CPA, like when I was volunteering with CFI, is like, so say maybe a crowd wasn't as big one day, or say maybe there was like a couple extra pallets of watermelon that day or something. You would see people bid themselves up, like just to give the farmer a fair price for the crop. Like literally, if no one is bidding against people, people would still bid themselves up. Like from, because it was like, what, it was like a quarter a watermelon or something. And I just watched somebody just bid themselves up like 500%. And
Yeah.
I was just like looking at Reggie, like, do they know how this works? And he's like, let me explain it to you. Yeah. They're
Yeah.
trying to not take advantage of them. Because I just didn't, like, I don't know. I wasn't like maliciously like, well, get it for as cheap as possible. I didn't think all the way through to, you're supporting a farmer. Like, I don't want to steal from them. Like I don't know. But that just
Yeah.
mindset of thinking all the way through the process and like not, it's just, yeah, I appreciated that when I saw it, and just like, I'm hearing the same thing out of you, and I just appreciate that.
Yeah, and I mean, it's kind of like we're operating under a different set of terms that aren't so capitalistic in focus,
Boom. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
because we want everybody to be taken care of, and that it really is the community part of it's the C in CFI.
Yeah, heard.
All of those words are important in the title.
Yeah.
It's really not an easy thing to spell. Initiatives is not an easy thing to have as a part of your email address, because not everyone knows how to spell that
or
word.
it's
and
like really
sometimes
easy to
I
get the
don't
I
even
and the
spell
A's.
it.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, that's funny. What about like the veggie van? Would you consider that distribution as well, or is that like kind of something different?
Yeah, so that's a part of our food access programming, and it's kind of a separate program from that the donation station to distribution food pipeline that we have going on there.
So then how does
So
how's the
the
veggie
Veggie
van differ
Van
from that?
is a mobile food market, and so we also source all of the food from either the farmers market or the Chester Hill produce auction. But then we load it up into a van. Literally, it is a van full of veggies,
Yeah.
and take it to places that don't have a farmer's market or a fresh produce access site in the community.
Like
So
Gloucester, Nelsonville.
Gloucester, Nelsonville, and Coolville is our current lineup right now, and then we've worked with different pricing models or ways of sharing the food with people. We've been on a donation based or a sliding scale based approach there for a while, and this year we tried something different because we are looking to get SNAP benefits to be able to be accepted as payment at the Veggie Van. And so with that, you have to have set pricing. So we're
Via who?
We're
Who makes
playing
that
with,
rule?
We're
What do you
playing
mean?
with different things. You know, there's so much that is just kind of working within the confines of some government program.
Yeah,
That,
well, because like if the farmers market takes SNAP, why couldn't the veggie van? It's kind of just transposing those same vegetables
Yeah.
to them. I don't understand.
yeah, we're hoping that next year it'll be our first year
Cool.
accepting SNAP because
Cool.
it's definitely been a process. Excuse me. But yeah, so the Veggie Van is also like a community event in and of itself. There are people who come every single week because they
cool.
just like the experience. And
Does Ivan still drive that?
Ivan
Nice.
does.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, Ivan's the best.
Yeah.
And he really makes it so that people feel welcome in a way that, like, I don't know, I think that is one of the most meaningful parts of all of this. Like, food is love, food
Yeah.
is connection, food is a way for people to have this common thing that we all need. But let's make it beautiful and fun and like have it be a celebration when we're connecting about that. So actually today, probably happening right now, is the last Veggie Van of the season.
Okay. Cool.
So we only operate that during the growing season just because it's harder to start. It'll start to get harder to source enough produce to have at those different sites. But our distribution continues year round through all of those food access sites
Yeah,
to the
yeah.
community partners.
Yeah. Oh, that's wicked. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Yeah.
What else should we talk about?
What else? The Discovery Garden. So is that was new this year, right? Is that the first? It's a garden that is literally at 94 Columbus Road, right?
It is, yeah. So the building, the AceNet, Athens AceNet complex, there's a couple of different buildings there, and behind the one where CFI has our offices, Building C, at 94 Columbus Road. I like that we're referencing the address. That's
Shout out
fun.
94. I've had so many
Yeah.
AceNet people on. I just haven't
Yeah.
burned in.
Oh, yeah, that's great. I'm not surprised that you've had so many AceNet people
Yeah,
on because they're the best. It's really so great that we get to have our offices there because the collaboration just happens so naturally. And so this garden is one of the big collaborations between CFI and AceNet. And our garden manager, community gardens manager, Amy Fujikawa, she is a force. And she took this patch of grass that like just looks like what that lawn is outside the window there, and in the course of 2 years, so it's really now a garden.
Yeah.
And a really good one. Just this past weekend, as a part of the Make a Difference Day
Okay.
programming, we had a raised bed construction event, a couple of events where we built the raised beds and then planted in them.
Was that like the
The following
palette
day.
workshop thing or something? Yeah.
Yeah, and so we had a bunch of people coming from, again, different community partner organizations, including the OU Nutrition Club, who's been a really big supporter. And, those folks have just really helped to make the garden what it is. But it was just a patch of dirt, and now it's like a thriving community garden.
That's wicked.
And there's different models for community gardens. Some of them, are ones where you rent a plot and you plant whatever you want in that plot. And some of them are more selective on who's allowed to participate. This particular one, the Discovery Garden at AceNet, is just truly a community garden. We plant things together, we harvest things together. It's open. If you need to go have a moment where you just want to go sit in a pretty place, like it's open to everyone to come and share in that. And I think that has really made an impact on the AceNet community of people who are tenants or food businesses that are working out of that space, because it allows for this kind of separate, like the third place, like an extra space where you get to just hang out and be people together and maybe go eat some cherry tomatoes in the sun when you need a moment after sending too many emails or whatever.
That's funny. What is the destination of all of that? Is that just getting thrown into the pipeline of stuff that you're shipping out everywhere? Like the stuff you're harvesting from that garden that is just kind of going out the normal channels then?
Yeah, and it also does get used by some of the Food Ventures clients that work out of AceNet.
Okay.
So, like, we have some tomatoes and some peppers that are going into the Hey Hey kimchi. And Crumbs is another big component of the AceNet community there. And so sometimes we're giving things to them. Sometimes we're giving things to the folks who are doing food prep for CASA.
Cool.
And so it's really just kind of like an organic thing that
who needs some produce?
if
What's up?
people need something, like maybe we can grow it. Let's throw some seeds in there and see what happens.
Which is nothing, seeds. So there's like seed collections and seed giveaways. There's like plant giveaways. If you could just touch on that a little bit. That's like kind of around the growing season, right? So it's like they do the seed giveaway like March, April. I'm not sure.
Yeah, in the early spring, we do a seed giveaway, and we really try to be connected in the food cycle at every stage of growing and eating, harvesting, transporting, all of the things related to food that go from there being a plant and then somebody eating it. And so the seed giveaway, we collect donations of seeds from big companies to, backyard gardeners and everything in between.
Yeah, unopened packages of seeds, right?
Yes.
Be specific. And so then if somebody's listening to this podcast and they're like, oh my gosh, I have so many seeds, how would they donate this? Would they just show up to, like, can they just donate them at the farmer's market? Like, how do they get them logistically to you?
Yeah, there's a number of different ways. Bring them to the farmer's market is the easiest because we're always there like clockwork. But you can also get in touch with me and we can set up a time to have you bring us the seeds. You could bring them to AceNet.
Yeah, awesome.
And we distribute those seeds a couple of different ways. We have a seed giveaway event, but then we also put seed libraries essentially in the Athens Public Library locations.
Oh, yeah.
So they're kind of more similar to like the little free library concept where you can just show up and browse what seeds are available and then take what you need from those locations, which has been an awesome partnership to have with the Athens Public Library as well. So,
that is cool.
Yeah.
Then the plant giveaway, it's just kind of like one step further. Like the plants have already been started. Are those like plants that are donated, or like are those just like plants that you guys started from seed donations? Like where do the plants that you're giving away come from?
Yeah, everywhere.
Nice. That's awesome.
A
It's
little
good to
bit
hear.
of both.
Yeah.
So we do have some people, really awesome volunteers who are plant parents. It's hard to make sure that you say that phrase correctly because there's another organization that has a very similar name. But plant parents that will take the starts and kind of care for them until they're ready to be added into the Plant Start giveaway. We also have some that we keep at the Discovery Garden and in the greenhouse that we're raising up, and then people also will just donate plant starts. So it's kind of, however we can get them. And those events are super fun because, people are just showing up it's early spring, so there's this excitement around getting your garden going.
Yeah.
And this year, during our big Plant Start giveaway event, it was a torrential downpour. And gardeners are serious. Like, people who are coming for the plant starts don't care that it's raining. So it was still just as big of an attended event as we were expecting, even in nice weather.
That's funny. Is the giveaway at 94?
Yeah, we did that at a few different locations, at AceNet,
Yeah.
at the Discovery Garden, and then also at all of our veggie van stops during
Cool.
the same week,
Yeah.
so that we could, kind of spread out the plans just the same way we're doing with all of the produce.
Yeah, that is wicked. And then not only like, so you have like the seed, but like kind of leading up to that seed giveaway, aren't there like workshops kind of like learning a little bit how to garden and stuff like that?
Yeah, which is something that we continue to add. We've been continuing to add more programming
Like
to.
educational programming almost?
Yeah, because we were, kind of at the end of that where we're giving people food. And then we're like, let's take that one step back.
Yeah. No,
And
that's,
give
yeah.
them a way to grow food. And
Yeah.
then take that one step back. Let's show them how to start seeds. And just kind of like taking it all
That's
the
really
way
cool.
through the process.
But then not only that, like post process too. Like you're giving them like cookbooks of like how to use the stuff and when you might get what. Like yeah.
Yeah,
Start to
really,
finish.
We're
That's
really
awesome.
serious about food. Yeah, we did a couple of different seed starting workshops, and we made these really awesome little like mini greenhouse terrariums. And this is something we're really scrappy at CFI. Like I said, we'll take donations from anywhere, seeds, plants, produce. We pull it all in as much as we can. And Amy, working at AceNet, made this connection with another one of the AceNet tenants or Food Ventures partners who had all of these empty plastic containers that we were like, oh my gosh, those are perfect for starting seeds in. And you only need a couple of them, and then you don't need a greenhouse, and you can get your seeds going much easier and quicker, and then you set them out in the garden. And so it was just this like really innovative way of putting all of these resources together in order to give people a head start on getting their garden going.
Yeah.
So we did a couple of workshops related to that.
And that kind of sounds like, to me, like most of how CFI shit happens. It's just kind of like, oh, wait, what can we do with this? Oh, wait, like it's all just like, yeah, kind of like, taking shit and doing good shit with it.
Yeah, really. We're just figuring it out
Yeah.
as we go, but really with the goal of continuing to connect people to food and to each other. Yeah, it's exciting. I'm trying to think, of other things that we could talk about. I feel like there's probably more. I didn't write any notes down.
I
You
would.
did that.
I was wondering, like, are there any like, I don't know, are there any like Hall of Fame CFIer like businesses that are just like constantly like helping you guys out? Like, I don't know, just like, what is a success story? Like, what's something that you guys didn't think you could pull off that ended up pulling? Like, yeah, like it was. Yeah. Do you have any stories?
Yeah, that's a great segue because I did want to mention also with the seeds. So, Lindsay Klonig of Truvy Farm, which is on Rainbow Lake Road.
Yeah,
We've
okay.
worked with her a number of times on different workshops. She just did a seed saving workshop with us through the Discovery Kitchen programming. She's a CFI all-star for sure.
Does she have like that little like greenhouse like off to the right, like right up on the road? It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, their farm is beautiful. I love having workshops there because it means I get to go hang out at Lindsay's farm.
Nice.
And she is just a rock star. She grows seed for contract. So in a previous life of mine, I worked for the Organic Seed Alliance, and Lindsay actually was one of the people who was helping with the seed farmer education programming. And this was when I was living in Washington State, and we didn't know each other or have the Athens connection, but the Athens connection just like sprung up, and it's like, hey, you guys are actually connected in all of these different ways. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Which is just so fun. And she has been, really integral in some of the more recent programming about seed work that we've had recently, and she is also going to be selling some of the seeds that, or will have her seeds available for sale at the event
Nice.
on the 19th.
Cool.
Because they're just now starting to package and sell their own seeds without a big company label,
cool.
which is
Yeah,
really
yeah.
exciting. So again, kind of like bringing it a little bit closer to home.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd put her on that list.
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah. What about like success stories, like things that went really well? Like, I mean, like so you've been here over a year. Like, yeah, like what are like some of the best stories you have to tell?
Well, if you want, I can come back on October 20th, and then we can talk about how successful the event
Yeah,
was.
yeah,
if
that would
you
be beautiful. Yeah,
want.
a recurring invite. I actually like on. I think in the first episode with Reggie, I'm like, yeah, dude, got to get CFI in here. Got to get a bunch of ASNAP people. Like,
Yeah.
I think again, it's so important because again, until anybody ever pointed it out to me, I didn't ever realize. Like, you're right. The only thing you're getting from like a food pantry is shelf stable things that. It's like maybe you don't want to eat that every day, and so like the focus on specific, like it's just like a pain point, you know what I mean? And it just makes so much sense. Like I don't know how you can hear about the CFI and be like, that's a bad idea. Like less of that should be happening. You know?
Yeah,
That?
yeah, it's not really a mission that anybody wants to argue with.
Yeah.
As far as what we're up to, I think that everybody wants more of that kind of programming, and you know the landscape right now, politically in this country is, scary.
Yeah. I mean
And
funding too, right? Like kind of
yeah.
directly correlated to that.
Exactly. And so there's a lot of things that are, questionable about whether that funding source or that particular program is going to continue on. And I think having this diversified approach that we do have at CFI really helps us to be more resilient in the face of all of this changing, the changing political climate, and really having each other's backs in the local community. It kind of takes away that big scary unknown, and it's like, I know who grew my food. I know the people that are helping to distribute that food to other people who need it, and it just makes the world feel a little bit more in our own control, which
Yeah.
I think is something that we're going to need more of as time goes on. So
Word up. Yeah, I mean that makes sense. Yeah.
yeah. Are you going to come to the event?
October 19th. So I'm in a yoga teacher training right now. And
Okay.
I have yoga teacher training from 9 to 4, but it starts at 4. So, I mean, I would literally have to drive past it to get home. So I think, yeah, I could stop by.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
drop by. There will definitely be something for you there.
Yeah,
so.
no, that's why I remembered that it was at 4 o'clock. Cause I was like, oh shit, the 19th. Like I got class, but then I looked and I was like, oh, perfect.
Yeah. Jackie O's is also working on a specialty beer
Ah,
for us. I don't know the details yet on
Yeah.
what the beer treatment will be, but I know they're working on it in the spirit of local food. So I'm really curious to
See
see
what that
what they're
means.
going to
Yeah,
end up
yeah.
doing with that. So, and they'll be donating a dollar from every pint
Nice.
to CFI as a part of the fundraising component of the event.
Yeah. Shout out. How important is this fundraiser? Like, how many fundraisers do you guys do a year? Is this the only one like it?
We have not really done something at this scale in
Ah,
recent history, as far as
gotcha.
I know. We have had other, types of fundraisers, but this is really one where it's all hands on deck, and we're pushing. And I think it's also like it's called a fundraiser, but it's also like a celebration of local food.
Yeah.
And so I think, in addition to raising funds, we're really trying to make sure that we're strengthening these connections.
Yeah. Well, again, you're
between
not.
all of the people.
Yeah, like you're not like bringing in the craft bust and putting on kids activities and opening them. Like you're not doing that because you don't want to foster a sense of community. you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's nice to have these like big culminations of our work. Like I think fall is the perfect time
Yeah.
to have something like that as well, because all of the programming has just had so much success throughout the growing season, and now it's, like the harvest celebration. We get to show off all of the cool stuff that we've been doing over the year. So
Yeah, I just realized too, it's smart to do it on Sunday because I'm pretty sure this is homecoming. Oh wait, no, is this weekend homecoming or next?
I think next weekend.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
then that would have been a little dicey on a Saturday, but no, they'll be peeling out of town by Sunday, especially by
Yeah.
4 o'clock. They'll be out of here.
Yeah, we want the serious people,
Yeah.
not the ones that are just here for the week. No, I'm just
Transients.
kidding.
No, yeah, that's awesome.
Everybody's welcome.
Yeah, well, so you've talked about a couple people from the CFI. You talked about like Drew. Who else are from? You said it's a small team, right? So yourself, Drew. Who else is on the like with CFI?
Yeah, I guess there's just a couple of people that I haven't mentioned yet,
Yeah.
so I would love to make sure that their name gets out there too. So, Molly Gassaway, she is our education director, garden education director, and she's been with CFI the longest out of anyone that's on the staff now. I think it's over 10 years.
So she like the one with like the Sprouts program and stuff like that.
Yeah, and that program, I mean, just so much goes into putting that together, and Molly has become an expert in school garden education and she knows everyone, and she just has this way of making it seem so easy even though I know it's not.
Yeah.
And yeah, that program has been growing. I think, this curriculum that they've developed is really something that they've honed in over a long period of time. And Molly's been a champion of that. And, it's something that, like, I think could be replicated in other places. And I think that that's something that the garden education team is looking into. We recently worked with someone from OU who did an evaluation of kind of the efficacy or how well the program's working. And gold stars, rave reviews, the whole thing. Kids love it.
Yeah.
Their parents love it. And it really is an opportunity that you don't get in a lot of the other classes or, stuff that you're doing.
Like unless you're
school.
in like an FFA program.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And having it be accessible to all students in the Athens Public School District is really important. That way there isn't this like opt-in or opt-out or pay-to-play kind of thing where it's just like everybody gets to garden because gardens should be for everyone.
Yeah. You all need to eat food, right?
Yeah. And then the most recent team member that we've added to our, I guess, full-time staff or permanent staff, like I said, we also have so many AmeriCorps volunteers, people that are year to year. Shout out to our ComCorps this year. Nick and Valerie are great.
Awesome.
You're setting the bar real high. But our newest team member is our executive director, Sarah Grace.
Cool.
And she started in November of last year. So just coming
right
up
with you.
on a
Yeah,
year for her as well. And she's involved in everything that we do and has really, showed up and kind of made all of our jobs easier, steadied the ship a little bit,
good.
when you're having a transition in that way in leadership, it can be really scary. And I feel like we're in this season of just like being in our stride, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, rock stars all around.
Awesome.
It's a small but very powerful team. So yeah.
That's cool. Has a conversation ever been had about meat? I've always wondered about how to get meat into this organization. Like, can you do, maybe not, like there's big EHD, deer populations is collapsing, they're limiting the tag this year to one. Like, maybe this is not the year for a deer drive. But, like, because, I don't know, like, it's a living tradition, right? Shout out to Talcum Quinn. Hunting is a living tradition, and like it's prevalent. I think it's important, and like I just know a lot of people. I don't know. I know a lot of people that depend on meat every year, depend on that deer meat, and I just am thinking like, dude, there's definitely people that are killing deer that just want to kill a big buck. Great, let me have that damn meat. Like there's a deer processor that is in town that he may get, whatever. Instead of paying $150, I'm going to bring you 3 deer. Why don't you just give me 2? So there's just all these things that just, to me, it makes like, how can you not get a couple 100 pounds of deer meat? Like every kind of, like, I don't know. Have you guys ever tried meat? Is it too hard? Too much money? Is it too much like red tape? Is it different? Like how do we get meat into this? Because meat's not at these food pantries either.
Yeah, you're dancing right around it. So we've done a little bit of that on like a case by case basis, um, just when we have the time, energy, freezer
Mm-hmm.
space, all of
Mm-hmm.
that to be able to make that happen. And I think that's something that we would love to see
Yeah.
more of in the future. It's a different, the I think the transport and storage of that, and also the food safety
Yeah.
component of
That's
that
yeah.
is crucial.
Yeah.
Adam Cody would love it that I'm talking about this. Um, shout out to Adam.
I love Adam. Yeah, he's
Uh,
great.
so there's potential there, and I think that there, like you're saying, is a need and
Yeah.
an interest, and just like most of the things that we do, it's finding all of the right people and having all the
Logistics,
components line up.
what is the word? Operationalization, like whatever, like actually getting it done. The logistics, like
Yeah.
that. I get it. I get how that could be
Yeah, like
difficult.
Nike mode, just do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Let's get it going. Um, yeah, so I think there's potential for that into the future. And if anybody's listening to this podcast and is like, I am the person
Yeah.
that is
Yeah.
here to help make this happen, please get in touch because I think we would welcome that. But it is logistically difficult, and we want to make sure that we're doing the things that we're doing well
Yeah, no, that
without
makes
adding
sense.
on
There's
more.
endless rabbits to chase. Yeah, it makes
Is,
the.
is that like a meat
Oh,
plan?
I didn't mean that, but yeah, no, I get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, like for sure, because then you start to not do the thing you should be doing well, and it's like you just spiral out. So it makes sense. Yeah, stick to what you're good at.
Yeah.
If it isn't broke, don't fix it. What is that? Another analogy? I don't know for sure. It's just something I keep thinking about. I keep thinking about it, and I keep thinking, like, I think the reason it's important to me is because like there were some neighbors across the road, and it was like if their dog brought like a raccoon back, like they were trying to cook it, and so then it was just kind of like, all right, lady, like here, like my family's always hunted a lot, and like they just, I don't know. So then just seeing that was like, shit, people need meat bad. And
Yeah.
and we've just always had that excess because we're a hunting family. But and then even like my fiance's family, like they did, like they have fish and bird meat and it's like every kind of animal. Like they're big game. Her dad's a really big game hunter, and so they're like, yeah, it's just all this excess. I'm like, damn, like how could like most? Well, I don't want to put them on the spot. Like maybe just people that have a farm here, like maybe they can donate like one animal a season, or like maybe there's a specific fundraiser just to be able to like purchase a portion of a hog. Like, cause buying an animal like from somebody like most like buying half of a pig is gonna be way cheaper than trying to like get that anywhere or like from a farmer's market.
Yeah,
Like
of
bulk
course.
purchase is like kind of what the Chester Hill Produce Auction. It's like bulk purchase, so you're able to get a little bit better like economy of scale on the purchase. And so I don't know, but yeah, a lot of things to solve. I'm just gonna keep planting the seed. Planting the seed, planting
Yeah.
the seed, and then like hopefully something happens one day.
Yeah, I think that that's really like how these things end up happening is
Yeah.
you kind of wish it or will it into being, which is really cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Well, thank you so
Yeah.
much for having me on. It's been really fun to talk with you, and I'm stoked that you have already been connected with CFI. We're volunteering with Reggie and have that connection. I wasn't sure like how much you knew and how
Yeah.
much I was going to be telling you about,
Yeah,
and so it's
yeah.
really cool that you are already dialed in on so many of the things that we're doing.
Love the CFI. So one quick thing, just like where, like if somebody wants to volunteer, they can learn more. Communityfoodinitiatives.com, like what the
Org.
website handles. Oh, org. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like just kind of how can people find out more, learn more, volunteer, donate.
Yeah, definitely communityfoodinitiatives.org is our website. And you can also email me. I'm Reb, R-E-B, at Community Food Initiatives. If you want to get in touch, I love hearing from folks. I'll also note that we are on the Ohio University site that they use for volunteer access called GivePulse.
Cool.
And so that's where I post all of our volunteer opportunities. So all of the programming that we're talking about, we have ways for people to get involved if they want to come to the produce auction, if they want to come to the community garden. Not all of those are listed publicly, but there's ways that if these things are of interest to folks, there's a way we can plug you in. We can get you class credit.
Yeah.
We are work study eligible as far as supporting students who are in the
Nice.
community work study program.
Cool.
Shout out to Anna, whose
Anna Leon.
birthday,
Yeah.
Anna Daly.
Oh, different Anna.
Different Anna.
Anna, yeah.
It is her birthday on October 19th, so
Okay.
we're joking, but kind of serious that this is going to be her birthday party. So.
What a banger. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good birthday party. Awesome.
And
So
she's great.
October 19th, 4 p.m., tap room at Jackie O's. Bring your kids, hang out, support the market.
Yeah, come
Buy
get
some
some
art.
veggies
Yeah,
and hang out with
yeah.
us.
Yeah, thank you so much for
Yeah.
coming. I hope it's the first of many. Welcome to bring people back. You could come back after the event, talk about how it went. It would be cool to have Sarah in here, Drew, just anybody. Anybody from
Yeah.
CFI is welcome to the
Let's do
podcast.
it.
Yeah.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.